Okay, so we're going to talk about how to turn a fraction to a decimal, and we have two ways that we can do that. The first way, and this to me is the easiest way on certain fractions, is to make it an equivalent fraction with a denominator of 10 or 100. And the reason it has to be 10 or 100 is because of our decimal places. When you think about your place value, you've got a tenths place and then you've got a hundredths place. You do have thousands and then on from there, but once you get to those, that's going to be a little bit harder. So if I were to have the fraction 3/5, I could make that an equivalent fraction with a denominator of 10. And I know that because 5 times 2 is 10. So I could do 3 times 2, which is 6. And so 6/10 is equivalent to 3/5. And 6/10 is also a decimal. So even though these look different, we would read them the same way. So 6/10 is 6/10, which is the decimal, 6/10. Another example that is similar to that is if I had 3/4. The difference here is that I cannot multiply 4 by anything to get 10. So I can't make it something over 10. But we had another option. We said we could also have a denominator of 100. And so 4 times 25 is 100, and 3 times 25 is 75. So 75 over 100, we could also say 75 hundredths, which can be written as a decimal, 0.75. Okay, so again, you're just making equivalent fractions, which y'all have done since elementary school. So making something over 10 or something over 100. Now that is not always an option because sometimes your denominator can't be multiplied by anything to get 10 or 100. So another option is that you can use TIBO. Remember that stands for top in, bottom out. So I'm going to use the example 5 over 8, 5/8. So the top number is 5, so that's going to go inside of the little division symbol. And we have to put 5.0 because we're trying to turn it into a decimal, so we need to have that decimal there and one right up on top. Bottom out, so the 8 goes out, and then you just divide. 8 does not go into 5 because it's bigger than 5, but it does go into 50 6 times. That gives me 48. 50 minus 48 is 2. I can't stop until I get 0 or if it just keeps repeating. So add a 0, bring it down. 8 goes into 20 2 times, which is 16. 20 minus 16 is 4. Add a 0, bring it down. 8 goes into 40 5 times. Now I got my 0, so I know I'm done. And so 5/8 is equal to 0.625 or 625 thousandths. So TIBO would also work on those other two. It's just that I don't like to divide unless I have to divide, and so I try to use TIBO at a last resort. The best option is to memorize your benchmarks. So you should know a half, a fourth, 3/4, a third, 2/3, and all the fifths. And that will save you some time.